A group of Republican senators led by Texas's John Cornyn introduced the law enforcement tools to interdict troubling investments in Abodes Act. Now, what is that? That's the Letitia Act. And this bill, the Letitia Act, holds public officials who commit bank, tax, loan, or mortgage fraud accountable. In a statement, John Cornyn said that this legislation would empower President Trump to hold crooked politicians like New York's Letitia James accountable for defrauding their constituents, violating their oath of office, and breaking the law.
Imagine the same politicians writing our laws, lying on mortgage applications like it's no big deal. Now there's a bill that says, if you cheat the system, you're going to prison. And it's named after the very woman who tried to take down Donald Trump. Welcome to the Letitia Act. That's right, you heard it, the Letitia Act. Now I want you to stick around because we're not just talking about Letitia James. We're pulling receipts on Adam Schiff, exposing how the same party that preaches accountability might be hiding behind fraud. And by the end of this video, you'll see why the Letitia Act isn't just a bill, it's a warning shot. Now let's get into this. Here's the breakdown. There's a new bill in D.C. called the Letitia Act. Officially, it's called Law Enforcement Tools to Interdict Troubling Investments in Abodes. Now it sounds fancy, but here's the real. It's a direct shot at public officials who play dirty with their finances. It was introduced by Senator John Cornyn of Texas. The Letitia Act aims to crack down on financial fraud committed by public officials. But here's the twist. It's named after a New York Attorney General, Letitia James. Yeah. You know, the same woman who tried to take down Trump. Well, so far, it's still being litigated, and I believe it's on appeal. She tried to take down Trump in a court case and won that $450 million judgment. And now she's facing federal investigations herself for alleged mortgage fraud. That's right. The hunter might be the hunted now. Now here's where she's accused of. Claiming a Virginia home. And many of you heard this before, but I'm just going to go over it real quick. Claiming a Virginia home was her primary residence while working full-time in New York. Misreporting the number of units in a Brooklyn property to get mortgage loan or to get better mortgage loans. And allegedly listing herself as her father's spouse on a mortgage application. But Letitia's not the only one in the spotlight. Senator Adam Schiff, old pencil neck, Shifty Schiff, is also in the federal investigation for mortgage fraud, and his situation runs deep. Schiff claimed a Maryland home as his primary residence while serving as a California congressman. Took a homeowner's tax exemption on a condo in Burbank, California, also listed as his primary residence. He reaffirmed the Maryland property as his primary in multiple mortgage filings from 2003 to 2019. According to the Federal Housing Finance Agency, Adam Schiff may have falsified bank documents and property records to secure better loans and terms, including 5 Fannie Mae-backed loans. That's not just paperwork mix-up, that's a sustained pattern of occupancy misrepresentation. So what does this bill actually do? The Letitia Act lays down mandatory minimums for financial fraud committed by public officials. 1 year for mortgage or bank fraud, 6 months for tax fraud, and up to 5 years if you're a repeat offender. Translation, if you're in office and you lied to get a loan, you're not just losing your seat, you're losing your freedom. Now here's where it gets political. Senator Cornyn says it's about restoring trust, holding leaders accountable. And yeah, that sounds good. But naming the bill after Letitia James, right after she took down Trump, in her attempt, which is on appeal, feels kind of like a message. Supporters say it's overdue that public officials should be held to a higher standard. And honestly, that part's hard to argue. If you're writing the laws, you shouldn't be bending them. Critics say it's a stunt, just a way to weaponize legislation and settle scores. They're asking, do we really need new laws for crimes that are already illegal? Or is this just political theater? So here's the question. Is the Letitia Act about justice or revenge? Drop your thoughts in the comment. Should crooked politicians face mandatory jail time, or is